Hi y'all, I'm Allison. It's time to pick the last of my books for July. Now I will be going on vacation this month, so I don't know how much reading I'll be getting done, and I will be probably picking a lot of books from my Nook for hoping that I'll be able to read them while I'm out of town. So let's find out what my prompted mood read will be. I'm hoping for only 5 spins. And my second one will be a prompted mood read, which means at any point during the month, I will be able to pick the book that fits that prompt. I don't have to set it in stone today. All right, let's replace number 23 with Ready, Set, Go. Has a competition or game in it. Those are always fun. Okay, let's see what the wheel's going to do to me. I hope it's going to be nice. $16. Color and title. Okay. By the way, if I can think of a book immediately, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, I'm going to cut in with it later and take my time while the camera's off. Otherwise, these videos get insanely long. So you might see some funky stuff happening on this shelf right here. All right, I think I found them. For the first one, color and title, I am going to grab another Christina Lauren that has been waiting for me, Twice in a Blue Moon. So I think this is a Second Chances romance. And I'm sure it will be a dual POV because all of their books have been so far. In case you didn't know, Christina and Lauren, 2 authors, best friends. Sam and Tate fell in love during a whirlwind of romance, and she let him know that she is the long-lost daughter of a very famous celebrity. He let her secret leak, and she couldn't forgive him for it. 14 years later, they're reunited. Tate is an up-and-coming actress herself and only thinks of her first love every once in a blue moon. She's an actress herself. He turns out to be on the set, and she can't help herself but ask, maybe it's twice in a blue moon with your first love. So I'm looking forward to this. Let's replace with TBR Knockout. Get to double up and use one of Melanie's prompts. I guess I put that back in because I know we had that not too long ago. Or was that on The Sims? Anyway, let's find out what my second spin is. Uh-oh. Well, that's in between, so that means I have to really use my brain and combine 2 prompts to find one book. Let's start with number 9. Ooh, most recent. This can be a purchase or from the sub box. Normally that would be really easy because I just picked the last one that came into the house, but I have to have it set in another country. Okay, this should be easy. Let me go grab my thing and see what it was. Thankfully, as I get new books, I always write it down immediately, so this should be just a matter of finding out if it was in a different country or not. Except from the page. By the way, a flip-through video will be coming hopefully in the next week or 2. Perfect. So this is part of a Once Upon a Book Club. Has a sleeve because it was a gift, and the last book was The Roughest Draft, which was 2 authors, and one of the gifts was you were getting the other author's book. So they wrapped this one in this cover. But anyway, the book is actually A Murder at Mallowan Hall by Colin Cambridge, and I'm excited for this one. It is a cozy mystery. So Christina, I know you've been looking for cozy mysteries. This one is set in Devon's Rolling Green Hills in England. So delightful new historical mystery series. Philadelphia Bright, housekeeper and amateur sleuth, discovers a body in the library and a mystery to baffle even her famous employer. She is Agatha Christie's housekeeper. So I am excited for this. Great job. I lost my flowers. And that's how this is going to go. By the way, since I probably flubbed it, Once Upon a Book Club, if you're not familiar, they give you gifts that go along with a book from key moments in the book. So the roughest draft was the last one I opened. And one of the main characters in it is an author. And this was his book that he was selling during the story. So they wrapped Mallow and Hall in it, which I love Once Upon a Book Club. It's so much fun. Okay, found my prompts. I'm excited for this one. That was my prompted mood read. So what I can do on that, if at any point during July I get another book that is set in a different country, a new book, I can swap it out for that one. But I'm really excited about this one. All right, let's replace 9 with TBR Chalice. These are the books I bought in 2021. And a 10 will be a random color. I'll use a color random generator. Spin number 3. Number 6. Horror. Okay. I'm going to be pulling out my Nook for this one and read this one hopefully on my trip. I am going to continue with Charlie Higson. Okay, the series is The Enemy, and I'll be reading book 2, which is The Death. And this is set in a post-apocalyptic England, London specifically. Everybody over 16 becomes like a zombie, and the kids are trying to survive. And book 1 was incredible. I'm looking forward to reading book 2. All right, let's replace that with ugly cover. Sure, a ton of those will be on my Nook because, yeah, ebooks don't have the best of covers. All right, ready for number 4. $13. This is actually my favorite number. Let's see if it treats me right. TBR Zebra. I have to pull from the jar. So these are my unread vets that have been on the shelf forever. I have not cleaned this out. So hopefully we'll get something I haven't read yet. Got quite a few. Really need to clean it. Okay, I'm gonna go down in here and we will take this one. Be something good. Or at least something that I want to get off the shelf, potentially. Okay, The Lost Memoirs of Jane Austen. Not too thrilled by this one, surprisingly, but it is one that I'm curious if it's time for it to go. So this is by Siri James. I've had it forever. So many rumors abound about the mysterious gentleman said to be the love of Jane's life. Finally, the truth may have been found. So they're saying that what if hidden in an attic, Jane Austen's memoirs were discovered hundreds of years later. So we will see if I actually enjoy this one or not. Has anybody read it? I do love Jane Austen's books, but I don't know books about her. Those could be, with her being a character. I don't know. It could be a hit or miss. So, but at least the decision was made. Okay, we'll replace with Storygraph owned from the profile tab. That'll just narrow down my selection to like 6, and I get to pick one from that. All right, this is my last spin. $16. Do we already have that? TBR Knockout. That works out good. Let me see what Melanie's prompts are. I have my handy dandy reading journal. Okay, we're looking at July. Water creature or water on cover. So I get to double up and use that prompt for my game and for the readathon as well. I was so excited because I thought I could read Soul of the Deep, which is part 2 of Skin of the Sea with mermaids, but the release date has been pushed back to September, so I'll have to wait on that. Instead, I am going to pull out my Nook. I'm going to go with part 1 of the Water Song series, which is an older series by Amanda Hawkins, and this is Wake. We clearly have water on the cover, and I know this is about mermaids. So since Melanie's second prompt for TBR Knockout is something with a water creature in it, I am going to continue this series, if it's good, and read part 2, which would be a lullaby. And here's the cover for that. So not too bad. I ended up with 6 books for the end of my TBR instead of 7, which is normally what I would have after playing Just Minute and adding on the 2 for Melanie's game or Melanie's readathon. So at least I got to double up. Hopefully this will all turn out well. Looks very short. The other books, I don't have anything really long on it, so I'm excited for this. Keep an eye out in a couple of days. Hopefully I will have my wrap up for June, which will just kind of be a little quick highlight thing. I'll show you the stats on how it went for the month, and I will hand out some awards to the longest, best, funniest, whatever things I can think of to label my books as. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye now.